I'm sorry I didn't get that opening but that's all right. Now you all go ahead. I just started recording now. So welcome. That's so beautiful. Just something starting off with that devotional drop in, just that simple, that Om. We always go back to that Om space. Right? The sound of creation, the sound of the universe precedes so many of the mantras that we sing. I met Mihika. She contacted me after the Shift Network interview, and I immediately was just drawn to her background in Indian music. 3 decades of Raga study, as music is in her family, and now she's crossing over into sound healing, which is like kind of like this different thing that she's bringing in, to her philosophy and her practice. So she had asked me to do just a little introduction to what Raga is from my perspective, and then she's welcome to tear me apart and correct anything that needs correcting. All right. But I'm just kidding. All right. So Raga. Raga is the Indian classical system of music. All right. And there's the Northern Indian and then the Southern Indian styles. And so then a lot of there's the same scales and stuff, but they're named different things. So it gets really complex, but we're dealing with a big continent here, right? So what I've been studying with like a couple different teachers, but also through this thing called the Raga Guide, is the northern classical aspect of Raga. And that actually goes into like Bangladesh and those northern countries as well. So Raga it's considered the Indian classical music, okay? Like Western, like we would think about like Mozart and Beethoven and Western, this is what I studied in classical music school, was like the European classical masters, right? But then we have something in our culture called jazz, which is more improvisational music. So classical music back in the day, Western classical music, it was improvised. Like Bach improvised stuff in the churches. What takes months for us to learn now was improvised back in the day, right? Very complex system with lots of rules and then we have jazz, which is an American tradition, which is based on improvisation. So learning harmonic structures, chordal structures and progressions, and then scales, and then being able to improvise on that. So coming back to Raga now, the way I think about Raga is that it's like the best of both in terms of it's a classical system, but it's very improvisational. So I feel like Raga is more like jazz because you have a set of rules and aspects and ways that you navigate a certain scale, and then you put your artistic mood and rasa through that scale, and you interpret that scale, right? And I know rules can be broken too, right? But there are some rules around how to navigate raga scales. Whereas jazz is very harmonic based, like here's the 2-5-1 progression going to this other key to the 4-5-6-7 dominant this, that, and the other, and it gets like your mind gets like, well. With raga, it's more about the melody. That's what I mean. I hope I'm interpreting right, but it's less about harmonic. The melody and the harmony being complex and trying to work together. Raga is more about drone, which we love in sound healing. I mean, drone is king. I always say this. And it's how we have an open tonality, this form, this shape, and we can just, and then we have the melody is really what carries the music, not the harmony. So we've been doing some ragas in devotional voice and exploring the scales, and so I'm really excited to have you just school us today on some proper ways of looking at this and approaching this on many levels. Now, I do want to speak real quick to the keys that we're using today. So we've been focusing on C as the root note of our ragas. But Mihika likes to sing a little lower. She likes to sing an A. Okay. And I think we're going to be doing a 440 today. Yeah, just so everybody knows. And so there's a couple of things that I just want for our music theorists here to understand and to have a reference about, so that when she starts talking about scales, you can compare between major and minor and how it kind of fits in to that, because we are talking about pentatonic and all that kind of stuff. If when I talk about music theory, you start to tune out, don't worry about it. If it's a little bit too advanced, that's okay, because you're going to learn a lot listening to her sing and just listening to the philosophy of this music and just the depth of it and the adventure of it. So just real quick in the chat, I'm going to type in the A major scale. Okay, this is a good reference point. So A major scale: A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. 3 sharps in the A major scale. The A minor scale comparatively is just white keys, so it's the relative minor of C major. So it's going to be just the letters themselves. And I'm going to have the camera on the piano too, so I can show as she's going over a certain scale, I can chime in and show the notes on the piano too, so you can kind of see it. But really, that goes into technical stuff, which I think is always important. You know how I do it here. But most importantly, it's really about learning about mood and tone and listening, and seeing how we're going to get us going here. All right. So is that a good introduction? Did I do okay?
Yes, excellent.
Okay. All right. So do you want to start with your presentation, or how do you want to start here?
Yes, I think I
Okay.
can start
Okay,
with
go
my
ahead. You can.
presentation. So let me share my screen. Um, okay, perfect.
Here we go.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much, Linda, uh, for giving me this opportunity. Let me tell you, I'm kind of a 0.5%. I have this much knowledge. I don't have much knowledge, but whatever knowledge I do have, I'm going to try to share with you. So if any mistake, any controversy or anything, it's just mine, not my gurus, not my teachers. So that's the beginning. So everybody, just now we played the singing bowl, and then we chanted Om. So those are the vibrations, and so you know that everything is vibrations, all around us, even our body, everything is vibrations. And all the sound therapists, I'm pretty sure they know about it. um, and also the scientists are trying to identify the frequencies of these vibrations for various organs, to detect the disease and cure that disease. So that's all the experiments are even going at John Hopkins Medical College and several medical colleges, even here in United States and in Europe. Um, so mainly, I think they are using it for Alzheimer and dementia. These are the main diseases, but all the other mental disorders, even the physical disorders, they are trying to use it, and we will cover it a little bit little later. So I think this is just about the mental, but in today's session, I want to discuss more about the Indian classical music, how it helps to heal. Of course, music is music. There is no differentiation in. There are 7 notes. I'm going to tell you how we can differentiate. I know Linda told a little bit about it. So basically, the Western, it's a harmony, and we in Indian classical music we use melody. Then of course, harmony means multiple tunes. We use a single tone. We don't kind of mix those. We don't, of course, use the vibrato or the falsetto. It's just no vibrato, no falsetto. And the basic, there are few differences which I want to tell you about. In Western, I think it's a teamwork because there are many artists. Whereas if you attend any concert, any Indian classical music concert, we have just three or four maximum. So one is the main artist and others are accompanied. So they are, one is playing harmonium and then the percussion instrument. So that is the difference. And I mean, people kind of, they surprise. We sit down on the floor, and in the Western music, you sit on the chairs and then you play cello or the violins and all other instruments. So that's a little bit of kind of aesthetic. Um, the main thing what I want to tell you is, of course, it's a teamwork at the both the Western as well as for Indian. But the main artist that he is focused, who is, if he's a singer or the instrumentalist, that's the main artist, and all other are accompanying. The basic difference, which I agree with you, Linda, this is about jazz. You told me I'm not very familiar with jazz, but definitely I can tell you that this is kind of we don't have preset notations. The Indian classical music, we don't have preset notations. We just know a scale. That's about it, and we improvise a lot. I mean, I can tell you, an artist can improvise one rag for an hour or 3 hours, but different combinations, which it's not repeated. So that's the beauty of this Indian classical music. Now, of course, Linda also mentioned about this. How this, I was trying to see how this classical music arrived, like, or derived. So basically, it was taken from Indian folk culture, or the season, like harvest season, or the occasions of festivals, like um, Diwali, or the festival of lights, or some rituals. So the people used to uh, use music or dance, and in from that, this kind of this classical music was born. And how they used it as again as a therapy, because the because of this, all the folk music and dance, they were kind of charged up, they charged the atmosphere, and that was a joy basically. So that was the joy, emotion of joy. That's what the folk music was. And then the classical music was born. Now there are two systems. Is one is northern part, and then southern part of India. They do differ in a few ways, which I will explain a little bit. I'm not very familiar with Carnatic music, which is a South Indian music. So when I'm using again here is North Indian music, which is called Hindustani music, and South Indian classical music is known as Carnatic music. Now, the ragas, which are kind of similar, the names are different. That's not the same. For example, if we use in Hindustani, we use it as Yaman. The Karnataka, the South India, they use it Kalyan. So there is a little difference in the names. But the main thing is like that, even though there are different names, different ragas, similar ragas, but with the different names, their characteristics such as mood, season, and time. I think these are the main things what we use in Indian classical music, whether it is north or south, it is same. And also they're grouped, the only difference I found it is mainly the southern part, which is a Carnatic music, which is grouped as like the technical traits of of their scales. Whereas northern India, we use more kind of time. We emphasize on time of the day or time of night. Now the instruments, again, I'm telling about this Hindustani music. Here is a tanpura, harmonium, and tabla. These are the three main instruments. Tanpura is drone. Nowadays, people. I have one instrument, but it takes a lot of time, consumes a lot of time to tune that tanpura. So I use it you know, very often, but not so often. Not for the presentation, but mainly we use this iPad and this iTabla. That's the software. Most of you know about it. I think Linda uses it quite often. Then the harmonium. Harmonium is like like a piano or the keyboard in Western, and the tabla, which is a percussion music percussion instrument. This is for the northern, but the southern part, in the southern, the Carnatic music, they don't use tabla. They use mridangam, which is a cylindrical and which has two, left and right. These are the two, uh, what do you say, the rims, and then they play on that. So, and they also, they don't use harmonium, but they use violin. So that is a little difference in the instruments for the Carnatic and Hindustani.
Okay, so just to reiterate, so Southern Raga, they don't use harmonium at all,
Most of the times they don't.
and they use violin.
They use violin.
That's
Yes,
interesting. Okay, and
violin is the main.
what's the name of the other percussion instrument that you?
Mridangam.
Okay,
Uh, yeah, Mridangam is Mridangam. Mridangam. I'm sorry, I didn't actually put a picture or here. I should have done that, but yeah, you can find it out. Now, this drone, I want to tell you more about it. The drone which we use, it's a combination of sa, which is the first note, and the fifth, which is a pa. So the first and fifth mainly, and otherwise the first and fourth. So, and this is fixed, either because some of the ragas we don't use the fifth note, so we use fourth. In that case, we tune this tanpura as fourth, and then like ma sa sa sa, which is the fourth note and the first. Um, so this, and it is in a fixed pattern. We don't change it. It's usually this the same pattern. We play all kind of different ragas. So that's about the drone and about the instruments. Now, this is terminology. There's a lot to learn. Even when I was little studying about this Western music, because I had no idea. So I will try to explain how I understood. And Linda, definitely, please help me if I'm wrong. Please correct me. Now there are seven notes. So if we take C, so C, D, E, F, G, A, B, which in Indian music, we call it as Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Mi. So these are the seven notes. But if you look it at as 12 notes, which you say pitch or we say Shruti. So in Shruti, C sharp, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. So these are the 12 notes. When you have a C, your key is C, major key is C. And um, only the difference is the C, like the first and the fifth, they are constant. We don't have any sharp or any flat note. These are the and you the C, you cannot omit it. It's always there. So that's the difference. And of course, Shruti is a microtone. So there are 22 Shrutis and so on. Yesterday I heard about it. There are 66 Shrutis and all, but this is in too detail. Even I don't know much about it. But um, then the scale. Now the scale is it's a prescribed set of notes, right? The scale is the prescribed set of notes where you use these notes. You can combine them however you want. But the raga, how the scale and raga are different, and the raga is a more specific. So within the framework of the scale, the ascending and descending scales, there are two scales, ascending and descending, and they are defined separately. And this makes it possible to get many ragas of each scale. So, for example, and of course, let me tell you the definition of raga. Now, in Sanskrit, the Sanskrit language, the raga means color, hue. So it's to indicate different shades of tonal moods. So that's the raga. The another definition, you can say it's a melodic framework for improvisation and composition. So, or raga is a melody which to express a feeling, because all with the emotions and the expression. So there are various ways you can describe ragas, and but the main thing is it is based on a scale which has a given set of notes in a typical order in which you can have the melodies. That's the main thing. Now there are types of ragas depending on the number of notes. um, the ragas are different. Now, for example, if there are 5 notes, it's a pentatonic. If there are 6 notes, it's a hexatonic and heptatonic. So we have these different, we can classify these ragas as such. And of course, there are rules. For example, traditionally we cannot use any other note except that raga. Of course, there are sometimes, in film songs in the Bollywood, if you know of the term Bollywood, or even the bhajan, even the kirtan, we use a different notes which are not in that scale, but we have to use it so carefully that we should not emphasize on that note, and that note should be pleasing. It should not be dissonant. That's the main thing. So, but traditionally, if you are singing or if you're performing, then we have to have that rule that you cannot go out of that framework. That's the main rule. And of course, the each rag has its own identity. um, it could be similar, but it cannot be same. Then again, there are different rules, but I can just tell you one major thing, that 2 notes, like fourth and fifth, there is no such raga which does not have either both fourth and fifth. There has to be either fourth or fifth. So that is the kind of a main rule, you can say, in the Indian classical music. All other notes you can omit, but you cannot omit ma and pa at the same time. That's
Oh,
the
yeah, that's really interesting. I was actually listening to you and going, wait a second, really? But it's true. Yeah, if you don't, because some ragas don't have pa, which is kind of disorienting because having the fifth is like having the tonic. It's a place where you feel comfortable landing. And so if you need one of those middle notes, especially for the drone too, because that really helps bring the feeling home. And I hate to interrupt you, but I do want to go back to the what you just said earlier. You touched on the pitch and shrutis. The fact that there's 12 notes, but then what you said, 66 shrutis. Like the shrutis are like the notes that are in between, the microtones in between the main half steps. So I just want everyone to know that. And so like a lot of the time we access those in raga. The easiest way to do that is by sliding from note to note, right? So
True. That
yeah.
is true.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's it. Go ahead.
Uh, okay, so here is the note and pitch. I know everybody knows about this now, but I just wanted to see the Indian, which is sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni. Those are the notes which we use, and probably I will be using those notes when I sing. I will not use C, D, E, but I will use sa, re, ga. I will say sa, re, ga. So just wanted to tell you about that. Okay, so now the pentatonic raga. Of course, this is, I'm just giving you the example for the C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, but I'm going to sing in A, key A. So um, let me, here is the thing. I have made the two clips, which is a flute actually. And yeah, one thing is in whatever, mainly I have used flute and santoor and sitar. These three instruments I have used in my presentation. There are many, many different instruments where you use, but for the meditative purpose, I think the flute works best as per me. So I'm going to first I'm going to put this on. This is Rag Bhupali. Now this is a pentatonic which is A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp, A. These are the notes. So which is in India, Indian music, we say sa, re, ga, pa, dha, sa. So I will just put it on and then I will sing it in my A note and Linda will show you how it sounds on piano. So let me play it for you. Okay, so this was Rag Bhopali. Now, today I'm going to talk mainly about this pentatonic scale because that's the easiest one. And I'm going to show you how these same notes I'm going to use, but how the ragas are different and how emotions y- are different. From, you can take the emotions, different raga and different emotions. So this one was Bhopali. So Bhupali, Bhu is earth, Pali is the protector. So it's a protector of earth. This is the name of the raga, Bhupali, protector of the earth. Now, the rendering style and moods, may be different, maybe a little different, but the notation is identical, like the in the other two notes, other two ragas, the Bhupali and Deshkar. But Rag Bhoop, I'm going to sing it in A. So it is A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp, and then A. These are the basic notes. Now, when I do improvisation, I use the pa ga, which is the E and C sharp. See the combination. So this particular Bhopali, this raga is it's kind of you play or you sing in the lower octave. So it is pa and ga. That's the you emphasize on that pa and ga. Whereas now I'm going to uh, play the next one, which is Rag Deshkar, and see the difference. See, the notes are same: A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp, A, Sa, Re, Ga, Pa, Da, Sa, exactly same. But that is sung or performed um, in the higher octave. That's the difference. So the Bhupali is lower octave, and Deshkar is in higher octave. So let me play it for you.
तू गाताना ड्रोन कमी कर खूप लावले
Okay, so can can someone tell me how was the mood of this rag? What kind of mood was it? It was definitely different than the Bhupali. So can someone tell me the difference? This was little, okay, let me tell you. Let me just because everybody's perspective is
This is
different.
good. This is quite a test you're giving us here. So Nick says I had the image of a hummingbird brighter, flitting about. So I just thought more busy, more activating.
That's right.
But I just think it's right now. This is fascinating. Just comparatively saying this is two different rags. It's like, but it's the same scale. No, because you emphasize different notes and you in different octaves.
Correct. Exactly. And because it is different octave, it gives you kind of more energy. It is a little brighter than the first one. And so now this particular rag is played or it is sung in the morning, not in the evening. And why in morning? Because you have to start your day, you have to be energetic. You cannot you cannot be low, you cannot have low energy, you should have high energy and high vibrations. So and you have to have enthusiastic. If you are dull, you cannot make your day. So it has to be little faster also. This particular rag Deshkar, it's never sung like in a slow tempo. It is always a bit, it's always like faster version. So this is the difference, and this kind of emotion I can tell you. So this is the time the Deshkar is sung or played in the morning to start your day with all enthusiasm. But the Bhupali, that has which we sing it in little lower octave, because your day is kind of ending, it's the evening time, it's between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., it's the evening time. So the day is over, your all activities are over, and you're kind of slowing down. So to slow down, you don't want it to use higher octave or the faster pace. So that's the difference. So this is about the time and how it relates, how the mood relates to these notes. So notes are same, but how you sing, that's the difference. So
This
any
is this is why I love raga. This is exactly why.
yes,
Because when we talk about sound healing, an approach of sound healing, it's all about what kind of intention we're bringing forth, what kind of result,
correct.
how we're shifting people's consciousness and bringing them in, and this is analyzation in the best way. I mean, as a person who is a recovering classical music major of 25 years now, still recovering. Okay. We had some great feedback, though. I said Nick's, and Jules said brighter, and Julia said more lively. She felt that was more lively. Yvonne said she was happier, and Ashley said she for Dashkar felt a stimulation in my forehead and the top of my head. So all like I think we got it. I think people are tuned in.
That's right. That's what I want. Yes, and the same thing. I cannot use Deshkar in the evening when I do sound meditation. I cannot use the Deshkar in the evening because that will energize people, and I don't want them to energize in the evening. Otherwise, they'll not be able to sleep. So that's the difference in these two ragas. Now let's move on to the next one. Sorry. Okay. Um, Now Bhupali, I don't need to explain it again. You know the rag now. But here, if you look at here, this rag Bibhas or Bibhas, they have two names. Now look at this change. There is a change in note from B to note A sharp. That means I'm using um, Komal Ray. I don't know. Linda, how would you say Komal Ray is minor
Flat, flat ray.
flat ray.
Yep.
So only that difference. Otherwise, everything else is same. Only that difference. And now I'm going to um, play a tune for you, and then I will show you how I use that komal ray or the flat ray. So let's listen to this rag Vibhas. Okay, so can someone tell me what kind of emotion or expression you got it from from this raga?
I can't wait to share, but I'm gonna let everybody else do it first. Julia says afternoon vibes, mysterious vibes. We have the word vibes coming in. Curiosity, reflective, felt like a seeking, a searching, undulating vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting like middle of the night kind of thing myself, but I don't know if that's right. Touched my heart deep. And it's more it feels more calm like the Bhupali. So to me I was like, okay, maybe this is a nighttime one.
Yes, actually, it's not nighttime, it's a morning.
Oh.
Yeah, and this is because of this flat ray, the A sharp which we are using here. It's a flat ray. Because of that, so in Bhopali, it's when you use the Shuddha ray, which is a major second, and this is ray flat. It's a that's the difference. Otherwise, everything is same, but only that difference. And actually, you're right that this is giving kind of a very heavy feel, feeling of heaviness. But of course, it's perfect for devotional. It goes towards devotional.
I
Uh,
feel like when I explore flat ray because it's this is sa sa re sa immediately you're actually the half step you're
exactly,
it's like this it's not going all the way to the major second it's just going a little halfway there and coming back and so you're playing with that feeling of longing.
exactly. Of course, not today, but I will explain some other time how even the flat ray differs from the morning raga and evening raga. It's totally different, but I'll show you it later. So let me sing this rag vibhas for you, and
Yay.
I'll show you how, like in Bhopali, we took per ga, and now I'm going from ga to per. Okay, so the notes are same, but the way I'm combining those, the way I'm kind of gliding from ga to pa, it's relatively different than Bhopali. So let me play Vibhas.
Yeah, so yeah, turn it down a little bit more, the drone, so we can hear your voice clearly.
Yes. Is it better? Sa re ga pa dha sa sa ra pa ga re sa re sa da re sa sa re ga re sa re ga pa ga and Bhupali pa ga. That's what we use in Bhupali, but in Vibhas ga pa ga re sa re sa dha sa re ga re sa. So that gives you, like, early in this is the morning rag, again 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So even though it is a kind of calm, it's calm rag, it's not a very energetic, but it's more devotional. So when early morning, when you look at the sunrise, you pray. And this, I think this flat ray used here is, it goes very well with this devotional emotion. So that's that. Now the next one is the same. I'm giving you the example of Bhupali here, but this is Rag Shiva Ranjani. Shiva Ranjani. This, there is a change. This C sharp, it changed to C. That means it is a flat go. So in Vibhas we used flat re. Now we are using it flat go, which is the third note, but that is flat. So let me play this, and again, you see what kind of emotions come out of it. And I'm pretty sure all of you will get it, because this is very, very peculiar. Let me play it. What happened?
Oh man, that's so beautiful. So we have a flat, re, and ga here.
No, it's oh, I'm sorry. It's not flat ray. Oh, I'm sorry. I made a big mistake. It's B only. So I
Okay.
should
Oh,
say
so it's a flat third or
it is it's
flat
a
ga.
flat go. So it is C. So A B C E F sharp and A. So there is only change. The change is from C sharp to C. So can you play it, Linda, in key A?
Yes.
A B
Yes.
C. Yeah.
Everybody hear the piano there? Yes?
Correct.
Yeah, huh?
Yes.
Sa re ga pa da sa da pa ga re sa. And then as opposed to Bhupali is sa re ga pa da sa da pa ga re sa. So difference of one note, right? Which flat third would signify minor versus major, but not minor pentatonic, but just a minor third.
Okay. So that's the difference. You showed it very correctly, Linda. So what kind of expression was this? Any any thoughts?
We have a couple here, soulful,
Mm-hmm.
um, alluring and mysterious. Reminded me of the blues. It's a little bit, but it's not quite minor pentatonic. And felt soothing, grounding, back to center, sense of restoration and renewal. Tanya, you're on point. Love your descriptions.
So yeah, you're right. This is first of all, this is very melodious rag, but um, I think that this rag it gathers the strength from sadness. You feel sad, but still you are getting the strength. You are not like all done. Oh, okay, it's all over. You don't get that feeling, but you are sad, but you get the strength from that sadness. That's what I always feel about this particular rag Shivaranjani, and there are many Bollywood songs taken from this rag, and which we are very beautiful rag, beautiful compositions. Again, this rag is not played or sung for a long time. This is a kind of a short rag because I I think this uh, you cannot listen to this rag for a long time. It takes you into complete sad mood. So I think that's the reason the artists do not play or do not sing in this for a long time. This particular raga. So that was for rag Shivaranjani. Um, so you have seen, I gave you the examples of four ragas, which is a Bhopali, Deshkar, Vibhas, and Shivaranjanis. The notes are same, but just a little bit change, and all the emotions and atmosphere changes. That's the beauty of these ragas. Any question on this particular pentatonic ragas? No?
I think we're good right now at the moment.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh, go ahead.
quick question. What would be like the most commonly used raga in, for sound healing and meditation? Would it just be the Bhupali since it's the most common in general?
Yes, Bhopali is common, but there are many ragas. And again, as we progress, I mean, I can tell you a little bit, but each raga has a different emotions. Each raga has different expression. And also, I'm going to talk about it, the time of day. It depends on that. As I said, I cannot use the rag Deshkar in the evening, or I cannot use it the Brag Bhopali or even Rag Shivaranjani that is sung in the at night. I mean, I cannot even listen to Rag Shivaranjani in the morning because that gives me, sad mood. So, that's why there are, different ragas and are sung and played different time at time. But yeah, your question is there are many ragas which we use for meditation. Bhupali is one of them, which is a very simple in terms of practicing. It's very simple, but even though you feel it is simple, but it is a complicated. You can make it complicated, but it is most commonly. There is one more called Yaman that is also very meditative, and there are different there is a Puriya, all these different ragas which are used for meditation. Again, depend whether you are meditating in the evening, at night, or in the morning. It differs.
Yeah, I think to answer David's question, no, you can't learn one raga. Like you gotta you gotta get a raga toolbox. You gotta get one for every time of day and mood, and then when you have like 20, then you have a toolbox. That's kind of my instinctual answer to that question.
That is right. And actually, I'm going to show you now this figure. You see it here. This is a kind of a cycle of 24 hours, and this all the ancient people, they have divided this 24 hours into 8 parts. So 3 hours each part. They started from 1 o'clock to 4 a.m., 1 a.m. to 4 a.m., 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., then 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., and so on. Now they have seen that if you use particular notes in that time, then those affect more. Those are more therapeutic. So that's how they have this. This is the circle. You can see this is the fourth prahar. Prahar is the bit of light. So for the first prahar of day, the first time, then the second, third, and so on. So basically, there are three hours one part, and there are 8 parts of the day and night, 24 hours. That's how they have divided. And of course, they have classified all these ragas depending upon the day and night. So to tell you more about this is the one of the unique characteristics, I should say, of Indian music is the assignment of definite times of the day. So morning ragas, noon ragas, dusk ragas, late night, evening ragas. So these are different ragas, and this is based upon the daily cycle of the changes that occur in the body and mind, which undergoing subtle changes in different moments of the day and stimulate different emotions. For example, in the evening, you feel really you want to feel very calm. So you have, the evening raga or the night raga will affect you more. You will feel good about it. You don't want to feel so much of energy in the like in the morning. So that's why they have made all these classifications as per the time. um, Now there is a, how did they do this? It's sunrise and sunset. These are the midpoints of this 2 time cycle. So, and these ragas are called Sandhi Prakash, that is the sunrise and sunset. These are the 2 midpoints they have used for the classification of ragas. Or you can say the fourth note, fourth, they have used this to determine which determines the time theory of ragas, because this is the middle note, the center note. Now, very interestingly, I can tell you the perfect fourth and the major, the flat ma and the perfect ma and the sharp ma. These two notes sound very good at the time of sunset. the evening hours. So, just to give you example, how the evening ragas, those are mainly both the um, uh, perfect fourth and major fourth. They are used. Um, Now, I want to tell you a little bit of a story here. Um, there was an emperor called Akbar. His name was Akbar, and in his court there were many people, and in one there was one great artist whose name was Tansen. So Akbar told the king, told this singer, the vocalist, that I'm so tensed, I'm so stressed out. Give me something, I want to listen to something which takes all my tension away from me at the end of the day. So this so well-known artist Tansen, he sung Rag Darbari. Now I'm not going to sing it for you, but he sang Rag Darbari, and that took all the tension away, the king's tension away, and hence it was very popular. It became very popular. This Rag Darbari, Darbari, it became very popular, and even now the music therapists use this raga for uh, at night, kind of, if you have any sleep disorders, definitely we use it. And even I have seen the people, are they feel very good, and they sleep like a baby when they listen to this raga. It's really very effective, very therapeutic. um So, another slide which gives you this 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., all these um, timings, and that's how there are 8 parts and 3 hours. Uh, so, this is about the time. Next is this Indian classical music is also related to season. Now, there are 2 seasons in India, spring and monsoon. There is no winter as such, like we have here in United States. We don't have. We have here 4 seasons, but there are mainly 2 seasons. So the seasonal perspective of raga is very distinctly in North Indian perspective, and probably the reason, because it is closer to equator, and the southern part, they don't experience those dramatic changes in the physical environment. So mainly the northern part, or the Hindustani classical music, have more seasonal, they follow more seasonal ragas, not the Karnataka much. So, and one beauty of this, there is no restriction as others, like, we have times. We cannot sing Rag Deshkar in the evening or Bhopali in the morning. In the season, like spring and monsoon, there are particular ragas which we can perform anytime. There is no restriction, there is no rule as such. So I'm going to, now this is Rag Basanta. Basanta is spring. So this denotes the changing of the season, which is a newness of spring. And so it is the, like, mind to brush away its selfishness, and just like, spring, we clean the cobwebs and all. So it's kind of cleaning everything, and there is always a feeling of hope. So what I'm going to play now is Rag Basanta, that see how the feelings of this Rag Basanta, how this expresses. So let me. Okay, so in this particular rag, it is called Basanta. Basanta is spring. So it's kind of, you get a little sharp chilly breeze, and you can have the feeling of the flowers are in bloom, that kind of feeling. And that is because there are uh, two madhyam, which is a flat and sharp. And those two madhyams are used in such a way that you have this feeling of, everything is blooming and everything is kind of, getting back to life after the fall, everything getting back to life. So it's in kind of a new beginning. That's the Rag Basant. Next one is monsoon. So now here, this is called Megh, Rag Megh or Malhar. It's same. There is no difference, just the two names. And these compositions describe rain or thunder or lightning, which is a relief from the heat. And then there is another legend, same with the Mia, the Tansen. So what happened is, this singer, he sings Rag Deepak. Deepak is the lights. So the emperor asks him to sing something that, all the lamps are lighted in the palace. So he sings Rag Deepak, and all the lamps are lighted, and there is a lot of heat. Now what, this particular singer, he was like, he was so hot, he felt so hot, he started burning. And now there was something, someone had to do something with this. So his sister sang one particular rag where the rain started. It's a kind of, it's a legend, so the old stories. And started the rain, and then he was cooled down. So that's why it's called as Malhari. Malahar means it washes away the dirt. That's the meaning of it. So again, I'm going to, there are two compositions I'm going to show you. See the difference. The first one, I will not tell you the difference. So just focus on that, and then you tell me what is the difference, what kind of emotions you uh, get out of it. Okay, and now the second one. By the way, this was the dulcimer, which we call santur. Um, and now the instrument which I'm going to use is sitar. So this was sitar. Can you tell me, there's a very subtle difference, but can you tell me the difference and what kind of, after listening to this, what kind of, was it joyful? Was it sad? Was it too calm? Or
We
can you?
have some feedback already. I can imagine a windy monsoon, blustery and wet, tension, urgent, suspense, floating down a river when it's not so calm. You're asking for the difference between the two, even though they're the same. I feel like the centaur sounds like raindrops.
Yeah, right.
And the sitar just make. I mean, I'm not really. Are you going to explain the scale? Because I'm listening for those two knees in there also, which is an
Exactly.
interesting thing.
Yeah, right. There are two knees and one, there are two girls also. Two girl. Two girl and two knee. It's a very different combination. They use it here in this particular rag. And that's why it sounds like, kind of a raining. The effect of this combination, it all together, it gives you the feeling of it's raining, it's a thundering, lightning, and especially the second part, which was the sitar. There was tabla also along with that. So it was so fast.
Is it
And
always fast?
it is not, but yeah, in this particular, because this was the kind of at the end of the performance. So this was very fast. And of course, because they wanted to show how it relates to the kind of a lot of rain, very heavy rain, thunderstorm, and that kind of effect. So that's what they wanted to show in this. And that's why it is very fast and loud also. But the first one was, which was the Santur, the Dulcimer, that had it. It was very soothing, very pleasant, very happy. When it starts raining, I don't know any person who is not happy. So because you feel, except the Seattle portion, I don't know if anybody is from here. It's from Seattle, because I know Seattle is always kind of, it's always raining, so people may
So
not.
this would be the main rag that we would hear in Seattle. So now we're talking about ragas and locations on the planet.
Yes. So this is again seasonal, and as I was mentioning, Linda, to you, I think last month, and I started singing this rag, and I didn't even know why am I singing, and yes, it was raining. So it is very much related to, your emotions and how your environment basically. So that's how the ragas and seasons, they are related. I showed you the time and raga, how they are related. Um, so any question up to this? Sorry. Uh, any question?
Have a feedback from Tanya says the first one felt circular,
Okay,
like cyclical, gentle wash away of energy, and the second one felt like showering. So
perfect,
removal of energy. Yeah.
perfect. It is more in.
Oh, chakras. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so that was about time and seasonal and all. Now I'm uh, going to try to talk about chakras here. Now, if you look at this instrument, this is a veena. It is called veena, and this veena instrument is mainly used in the Carnatic music, classical music, the southern part, not in the east, not in the northern part. And so, how it is compared to human body? The human backbone, which is spinal cord, um, it stands straight um, at the seat of the body up to the head. And according to the anatomy, the backbone has seven cervical, 12 thoracic, and five lumbar vertebrae, total 24. And why am I comparing this? Is 24 vertebrae and 24 frets. The Veena has 24 frets, and the distance between each fret is broader. If you look at this the distance between each fret is kind of a broader, and then it goes when you go to this, when you go up, then it becomes less, and again it is a higher octave. So this is higher octave and this is lower octave. Now in this, I have tried to explain this in this diagram. I combined these two diagrams here, but I have tried to explain this bass, which is there are L2, L3, L4, L5. These vertebrae, they are associated with the note C and C sharp, which is the root chakra, which is the lowest chakra. Then your T10, the thoracic, T10, 11, 12, and an L1. So this T10, T11, T12, and L1, these four are associated with the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is the note D and D sharp, because we start from C, D, E, F, G, A, B, from root chakra to crown chakra. Then the next one, which is the solar plexus chakra, the vertebrae T6, T7, T8, T9, and that denotes the note is E. This is the middle octave, which is the thoracic vertebrae. It's a middle octave. Then the heart chakra. Heart is in the middle of these seven chakras. So heart is the middle portion. So T2, T3, T4, T5. These are in the center, and which denotes the note F and F sharp. Then the throat chakra, and then the third eye chakra. Third eye chakra, which is a cervical, which is C1, C2, C3, C4, and which are associated with note A and A sharp. And so this is so interesting that these 24 frets of vena and 24 vertebrae of spinal cord. This is very fascinating, because how did even, I mean, there was no anatomy, or the people, the ancient people didn't even know anything about science and all, but how come they had this instrument built, this vena with the 24 frets, and the gaps between these frets is broader, and then it goes lower and lower. And also this portion of this vena plays the lower octave, then the middle octave, and this is the goes to higher octave. So that means from root chakra to all the way higher octave till crown chakra. So you can see the similarity between the spinal cord and this instrument, and this is very, very amazing. I mean, when I studied this, it was really fascinating to me how these people even thought about it, that how to make the instrument and how it relates to the human body. They didn't even know anything about the human body at that time, but this is very interesting. Any question uh, about this?
This is awesome. The fact that they would, you know, relate the notes of the sitar to the spine, how it would be the same vertebrae, and how we're, more or less playing up and down the spine
Correct.
by playing this instrument. Like, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that for me in terms of connecting the body with the vibration and the intention.
That's right. And even if you look at the ragas, now when the music therapist, when they're using the Indian classical music for the therapy, I can tell you how they use it. For example, if the person has a problem in the root chakra, which is the lower chakra, or the L2, L3, L4, L5, all this in this region, the lower back, they use all the notes which are associated with this, which is a C and C sharp. These notes prominently they use in the therapy. The same thing if there are any problems with issues with the sacral chakra or solar plexus or even heart, which has also the immunity. So if they find that any problem with that region, then they use the ragas which emphasize on this note F and F sharp, and that works very well. That's what they think. They use the music therapy uh, when uh, when they are using the Indian classical music. Um, and So mainly the prominently these notes they use in those ragas. Uh, then the next one, which is again, by the way, this is painted by my daughter. She did the painting, but here there's all the chakras, the 7 chakras, and I have given the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and there are also the bija mantras here, which is a lam, vam, ram, yam, hum, and om for the crown chakra. In the next slide, here, um, here are the Western notes, Indian notes, which is C. Always starts with C. I mean, I sing in a note A, but this always starts in C. So C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and a frequency given, and um, the bija mantras, and there are the colors of the way you visualize these colors, and they have these petals. So I'm pretty sure you all know about these chakras. I don't need to elaborate it more. um, Now the healing through ragas, how it is done. So that is a little kind of kind of tricky, but so in any performance or audio clip, this music has notes with the continuous waves. So the notes strike and before the previous notes cease. For example, I'll give you a small example. Now when I'm singing Sare Ga Pa Dha Sa, um, let me just give you the demonstration. Say again the Rag Bhupali I'm taking. This is very easy to understand. So I can just sing plainly sa re ga pa dha sa sa tha pa ga re sa. There is nothing wrong. But now how I'm singing sa re ga pa dha sa sa ra pa ga re sa. So in this case, I'm not singing single notes. I'm kind of joining them. It's so that you feel continuous. Those are not separate notes, those are continuous. And I think this is the peculiarity of the Indian classical music, and the resonance what we get from the first note until it dies, which start the second note and then the third note. That's how it's kind of a chain. It's not a separate, it's a chain. And I think because of the resonance of all these notes, it you feel it's kind of one, even though those are the separate notes, but you feel those one. So the resonance all of one note to another note, it gets mixed, and then you get the integrated sound notes, and this collective sound impact influences our mind and generates the vibrations in the body. which result in healing of the body. So how the healing happens, that is the way, I mean, that's what the scientists think, that this is the way the healing happens. And the air vibrations which are created by the sounds that touch even the skin, even the deaf person can feel it through the skin. And and the brain is activated, and by generating all the waves in the body fluids also. So this is the kind of healing process. That's what the scientists have explained. um, Now, as you know, even music affects animals, plants also. When I start my practicing daily practice in the morning, I have three animals. One is dog and two cats. All of them sit together in front of me and they listen to me. So I think the music affects them also. They become calm, even though they are kind of growling, but they become calm. And they really, I can feel that some ragas, my dog likes some ragas. If I sing a rag which he doesn't like, he just goes away. And that's how I know that. It's really funny, but I have observed this.
I love that.
So yeah, even they have that kind of liking, and they can handle certain frequencies, certain vibrations, so and certain vibrations they love it. So that's what I have observed in my dog, and I really like it. So I try to different times I try to experiment, and the result is same. So now I know that which rag he likes. So now the music can work like a pain reliever without any side effects. And it is believed that Indian classical music, which, even though there are conditions like indigestion, arthritis, epilepsy, insomnia, hypertension, asthma, ulcers, headaches, many different things, many physical conditions, um, it helps a lot. um, then who asked me about the healing ragas? Yeah, he asked me about the meditating ragas, David. David, there are healing ragas also that I explained. The darbari, which is for insomnia, it's heavily used in the musical therapists, heavily used this for sleep disorders. There is a bihag, which is again for the same reason. Rag Bhupali, which we took the example of Bhupali. It gives the relief from high BP, and that is really proven. Same thing with the Ahir Bhairav, that's the rag which you sing in the morning. It lowers BP, and I have experienced, even I have some clients who listen to this rag and their BP is controlled, and which is really amazing to see that this rag is such a therapeutic raga. And here in United States, there is one rag which is called Gorakh Kalyan, which is very successfully used in the hospitals to cure hypertension. I didn't know, but I came across to some medical hospital, and they had mentioned that this particular raga which we use for to cure hypertension. Um, this is the of course this is not related to the Indian classical music, but this is the chart which gives you the frequency, and of course it goes C, which is the personality, the root chakra, then sex and adrenal, thyroid and all, kidney. So it goes from root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, the third eye and crown. So the frequency changes accordingly. So that's about it. And now, any questions?
So this was this chart we're looking at right now was a scientific study with how these certain frequencies how they affect the body.
Correct. This Barbara Hero, she composed she composed many compositions, and she thoroughly studied about the frequencies, the sound frequencies. And she came across this chart, and she, which um, kind of affects all these organs, the different functions of the body and organs. There are multiple charts. I haven't put it on the presentation, but I have many charts, even the raga chart, that this particular raga, which is useful for this particular disorder or any physical condition. Um, so there are different ragas which we use for different conditions. I can tell you for sure, from my experience, of course, for my clients' experience, Ahir Bhairav, which rag, which is very good for to control the blood pressure. So you sing in the morning or you listen to that in the morning, and definitely it works. Even my husband, he had issues with the blood pressure, but yeah, it helped him a lot.
So
And
does it help if you just listen to it, or
uh,
or if you sing it?
if you sing it, it is more beneficial, because
Right.
when you sing, it's not just your tongue or your throat or your lips are functioning, but you are taking breath from your stomach, right, your abdomen, and then that's how you're taking in the air in and out, and that's again the breathing technique. So from that, you are using all your organs, and you're singing, even humming or singing, it's the same, it gives the same effect. But yes, it does, it does help. I can give you a demonstration if you want, although it is not the time for a Hir Bhairav, because that is sung in the morning. But I can just give you the example, because that is widely used for the high BP. So let me just sing it for you. Now in this again, there is a flat ray. The flat ray affects in the morning, and that, I think, that gives you more kind of positivity, energy, and your heartbeats are, it's controlled. So let me sing it. This is flat ray. So that's the morning raga, which is Ahir Bhairo, and that's widely used for controlling the blood pressure. Um, so any any other question we have?
Do you want to stop your screen share and so we just see you? And no more slides, yes?
There is no more slide, but if you want, I have made a composition for the meditation in Rag Bhopali.
Yes.
So if you want to listen to that for a few minutes, and then we can stop at 2 p.m.
Well,
No, not
what? We have about 15, 20 minutes.
15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's play this. But before that, does anyone have any question?
Yeah, any other questions? Arun is here. He's answering some of the questions about the names of the ragas you were mentioning. So for everyone that's listening, we have the Gora Kalyan, that was for hypertension, and then the Ahir Bhairav is for the blood pressure. Yeah,
Yes.
in the morning. Yes, we had a specific request for that, the name of that.
Okay.
Yeah, anyone else? Any other questions before we do some listening? It's so much information here. This beautiful, beautiful introduction to this.
Yeah, this was just an introduction because I just took a pentatonic rag, one rag, and I just wanted to show you the different shades of the raga and how different emotions evoke from that raga. So that's why it is very emotional. The Indian classical music is very expressive, very emotional. We don't even need the lyrics. If there are lyrics, of course, it kind of adds, but we don't need lyrics. It's just the notes, just the melody itself, creates that great atmosphere.
Yes, yes. You know what? Because we're humans. We have a lot of emotion. Where do we put that emotion? We can express it through this music, through these scales, and I think that's great. That's probably why I love it so much. Because, I got to put my emotions somewhere. Well, the best place is to put it through your own vibration, your own music, in accessing these tools.
Yes, that is right.
I have a question. Any literature recommended? So any books? I know Arun just told me he has a series on YouTube on Indian classical music. I told him to post the link for everybody. But any books and stuff. I mean, I have this Raga guide that I showed. But if you have any other recommendations.
I can, yeah, I can share a book. Maybe I can email you
Okay.
the name of the book, and you can share with others.
Okay.
But as Arun mentioned about this, we are from California. We lived there for 14 years, and we made a TV serial, which is there were about 26 episodes. So each episode, which we took one rag. For example, just one
Wow.
episode on Rag Bhupali, another episode on Rag Yaman, and so on. And we were kind of trying to educate the people that how we can relate these ragas with the music from Bollywood. Because most of the people, when we ask here that, oh, what is Indian music, is Bollywood music. It's not a Bollywood music. It's Indian classical music. That is the base. So we produced about 26 episodes, which definitely I would definitely like to share with you, Linda, and you can share with the others. Because it is really one episode for 26 minutes, one rag. That really gives you a lot of information.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible that you guys did that. That's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, and it speaks about it. Of course, there is a demonstration, but it also speaks about that particular raga in all different aspects. So definitely I'll share that. And this Bhupali meditation, this composition, I used flute. I mainly used flute because I feel that it is very meditative instrument. And I also use singing bowls in this meditation. So the singing, different frequencies, singing bowls I have used, and of course my voice as Om. So we'll listen to that. How many minutes do we have? 10 minutes? Linda?
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
Okay, so let me put it on, and after 10 minutes, I'll just stop, and then I'll stop sharing the screen.
Okay.
You can close your eyes and breathe normally.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful. And now that we know about Bhupali, you can stop sharing your screen so you can just talk to you. Now that we know about Bhupali, we actually understand the context in which we're, working with that and time of day and mood and feeling, right? This changes everything. It's not just the name of a scale and here's the notes. Like that's the boring part. The good part is why,
Hmm.
what for. Yeah. And this is why I love this music. And I'm I'm a flute player, singer, and I love a good chord progression. But the real heartstrings are in the melody, right? The real way that we navigate and present that feeling. It's nice to end with that because that was so much information. So we can get all like excited about, okay, I'm gonna get up here, I'm gonna listen to ragas for 6 hours, and I'm gonna study, and I'm gonna, but really we need to actually center in with what we just learned, which is a whole lot. And so David is asking where we can find your compositions.
Oh, you can email me. I can send you compositions because those are in different ragas again I have made and different moods, and I can tell you exactly when to listen. That is more effective. Uh,
What's your website, real quick? I'll just put that up as
oh,
a
okay.
start. It's
Sure. It is www dot the seven vibrations. Seven is number seven.
yeah.
The seven vibrations. Oh, maybe I can type it.
Yeah, you can.
Hold on. Yeah, I was. It was hiding.
And that's what we see. So Arun, we would like to say hello because you were giving us some answers, and so Mahika's husband is here.
Is here.
Yeah, being tech support and all around. There he is. There he is. Awesome.
So I was downstairs on another computer and
Yeah, yeah. That's what was happening, everyone. I was getting this because I was like copy and pasting his answers, thinking that look how smart Linda is. But no, no, no. He's telling me the answers to the questions, and then I'm like, go ahead and just tell the answers. Yeah.
thank you very much. It was lovely meeting you all. Yeah.
Yeah, what an amazing, amazing class. Yeah, and I think you can email me the link to your the
I
series.
did. I already did. So
Okay.
not all episodes are on YouTube. There are like 7 or 8.
Okay.
I've sent you the links. I am in the process of uploading the rest of them to YouTube.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, we're your first viewers, so we're
Awesome. Linda, before you send it out, because I'm always logged into my YouTube account, right? So make sure they're playing. I mean, to an outsider, right?
yeah.
I think I've made them public, but I don't
Uh,
remember.
okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yes, thank you
Thank you.
so much. All right, everyone. Mahika, thank you for this incredible download of information about raga music. We're actually even more excited now to going with Bhupali and these other surrounding ragas that you have introduced to us, and do more with those. And for everybody that like wants to practice, have that practice tool. I know a lot of you already know this, but if you're just here for this class and you don't know about it yet, there's an app called iTabla Pro. I think it's like $30, and in the presets, you're going to find the drones, of the backgrounds for that particular raga. So here I have Shiva Ranjani, so I can just choose that one, and then I can practice over that. And so definitely use that tool, if you don't have a tempura and all the instruments, and so everything's right there. You even got a tabla and everything. So use that tool. All right. Well, everyone, we're going to sign off now. Thank you very much for being here. For Devotional Voice subscribers and Sound Meditation Design students, this will be uploaded to the portals shortly. And we thank you again. Let's give Mahika some love.
Namaste.
Woohoo!
Bye
Namaste,
bye.
everybody. Okay, well, we'll talk soon, everyone, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Yes, thank you. Bye bye.